Awesome. Well, we're gonna get started. You're gonna need all your stuff pretty much other than your bands. So ball, if you have it, chair, bolster, strap, okay, and a spot to lay like be on the ground. And also if you want to try it, a place like a piece of wall that doesn't have something on it, because the first thing we're going to do is release our pecs with a ball. And so rather than, if again, we've done stretches for all of these things without the ball. So if you don't have your ball, or if you don't have one that's that works for you, then you can do any of the stretches that we did earlier in the week without it. The pec release with the ball can be done on the wall. So basically what we do is we put the ball just under our collarbone and we roll it side to side. Okay, so this can be done even without the wall or the ground. You can just stand and roll it side to side if that feels good. Or it's a little awkward, but it works pretty good. You can put the ball between yourself and the wall and just roll back and forth along the wall here. So that puts a little bit more pressure and it's a little less awkward than doing it on the ground, which can be really tricky because you're like face first into the ground. But that also works. For me, at this moment in time, it doesn't feel great for me because I am breastfeeding and I'm a little tender at the moment. But the wall one works really good. Or again, you can just do you can do it with your hand for a little less pressure. And I really like doing it kind of like right in front of the armpit area. But I'm going to do it on the wall today. All right, so we're going to start with that. Here we go. We're starting with the ball underneath our collarbone, side to side. Right, you're going to just roll the ball all under, just follow the length of your collarbone all the way out to your armpit and then all the way back in and just roll back and forth. Take a deep breath. If you find a really tense spot, you can just stay there and melt around it just like we always do. I have my feet a little bit of a distance away from the wall just so that I can lean forward into the wall here. I know it's a little awkward. You know, you kind of feel like you're making out with the wall a little bit, but you can turn your head to the side. And I know, Megan, hopefully, if you don't have your ball already, you'll get it soon. Because go ahead and switch to the other side. This particular density of ball is really nice for most people. For some, it's a little bit much, but make sure you have switched to the other side. So know that if you're using something softer or really hard, that it might not feel great, but that spot right in front of where my armpit is always there. You have a pectoral muscle that's separate from the rest of your pectoral muscles. That's right there, and it tends to be the one that is the tightest. At least that is true for me. And so finding those tight spots and just sitting there for a second and melting down around it, taking a deep breath, can be really helpful. Good. All right, now we are going to do our hip flexors. All right, so just like we did yesterday, I believe, you're going to come down face first into the ground. So down on your forearms, not really face first. And you're going to put that ball, if you remember, kind of on the outside of your hip here. And you're going to kick out your right leg. If you're doing it on your left hip, you're going to kick out your right leg, kind of like a kickstand to support you. And you're going to roll side to side or up and down your leg. Find a spot that feels Good. Remember, you're not rolling over bone. You're not going into your groin. You're pretty far out, either in front or on like the outer edge of your hip there, or just below your hip. Find a spot, relax into it. Good. Now switch to the other side. I know that was quick. You can always come back to these if you want. I am nice and tight because I've been I was just telling Megan, it's been a rough week of not sleeping well and sicknesses, and I think we all find that in those weeks when it's particularly hard, we get one, we're kind of feeling vulnerable and stressed, and so we round forward more than usual in ways that we don't even realize. We have a lot of tension that our bodies hold for us. And then we do things like co-sleep and sleep in weird positions and sit up all night and all those things that happen with kiddos. Good. Now grab your ball, roll over onto your back. And as you roll over, I want you to go onto your side first and then roll onto your back. Don't go directly from sitting straight up to your back. And then we're going to do our QL. So remember, you put the ball just below that last rib. It might be a little lower than you think. And you're going to roll side to side under that last rib. Take a deep breath. Find those tense areas. Roll toward your spine and then away. Good. Switch to the other side. Keep going. After this, you're going to want your pillow or your bolster or whatever you have, your rolled up blanket or towel, and we're going to go into our child's pose. I'll let you know when, but have it handy because we're just going to do a minute of that. Deep breath, melt down around that ball. Take your time a little bit. Good. All right, roll onto your side to come up. Grab your rolled up towel or bolster, and you're going to sit. You're going to come into a child's pose. You can be on your forearms if you want, or you can do a full child's pose depending on how big your pillow or bolster is. And we're just going to breathe here. And remember, the bolster is meant to keep your ribs down and to help you breathe into your back. So take a deep breath in. See if you can relax your pelvic floor as you breathe into your ribs on your back. See if you can just release everything, pee in that pool. You can rest your forehead down if you need to. Stretch out those back muscles. Take one last big deep breath. Good. All right, come on up to sitting in your chair. All right, we're going to start with our belly breaths, okay? So put your hands on your belly. Remember, we are doing this at 5%. So you're guiding as you take that deep breath in, guiding your belly to expand out 5%, letting it expand, and then exhaling, guiding it back in towards your spine at 5%. Nice and gentle. Nice tall spine. Remember, if you need to kind of shift so you can feel your pelvic bones, your sits bones on your chair, you can do that. Relax those shoulders down. Good. Now we are adding in peeing in the pool. So inhaling in, dropping our pelvic floor down to the chair. Exhaling, bringing that belly in. Don't worry about contracting your pelvic floor yet. We're going to get there. Inhale. We're just thinking about guiding our belly out, dropping our pelvic floor on the inhale. Inhale, drop that pelvic floor. Good. Now on your next breath, inhale, drop that pelvic floor, relax your belly. Exhale, bring that belly button toward your spine and gently pick up the tissue from the tissue box with your vulva. See if you can do it nice and gently. Exhale, belly button to spine, very gently, 5%. Pick up that tissue. Inhale, relax. Exhale, belly button to spine, pick up your tissue. Inhale, relax. Exhale, belly button to spine, pick up your tissue. Good. Now put your hands on the sides of your ribs. Remember, your thumb is on your back of your ribs. And as we take our next deep breath in, we are going to breathe into the sides of our ribs, into our hands. Drop that pelvic floor. We're adding the pelvic floor along with our breathing into our ribs. Exhale, feel your ribs drop down and gently pick up your tissue. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, pick up your tissue. Feel those ribs drop down. Inhale into the sides of your ribs. Exhale, ribs go down, pick up your tissue. Now we're going to breathe into our thumbs that are on the back of our ribs. So it should feel similar to when you had your bolster on your belly. You're keeping the front of your ribs down. Breathe into your thumbs. Drop your pelvic floor. Exhale. See if you can pick up your tissue as your ribs lace down in front of you and drop down on the sides. Inhale, expand into your back. Drop your pelvic floor. Exhale. Feel your ribs drop. Pick up your tissue. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now I'm going to have you grab your strap and stand up. Today we're going to stand up with our straps. You're going to wrap your strap around underneath your boobs. Cross it in front. So I'm going to come up here. You stand. Try to get your neutral posture, just like we've been talking about. You're going to cross. You're going to cross your strap in front of you. Hands are up. And you're going to take a deep breath in. And your hands are going to come together tighter, together closer. And then you're going to exhale, open up your chest. Just pull very gently on the strap to bring those ribs down. Imagine those ribs lacing together in the front as you exhale. Remember, this is just giving us a little external feedback. As we exhale, the point being, as we exhale, we open up our chest and we keep our ribs down instead of allowing our shoulders to throw back and our ribs to flare up, okay? So inhale, feel yourself breathe into the strap on all the way around. Exhale, open up those collarbones just straight out to the side. Lace those ribs down. Inhale, 360 degrees all the way around into your strap. Exhale, lace those ribs down, tie them down. Open up the chest. One more time with your pelvic floor. Inhale into the strap, drop that pelvic floor. Exhale, lace those ribs down, collarbones out to the side, pick up your tissue. Good job. That's so much to think about. Don't worry, it's going to get easier the more we do it. You guys are doing an awesome job. Tomorrow we're going to get into our deep abdominals.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good job. You.